And joining us now on the program, we want to have a broad conversation about some of the innovation that continues to happen throughout the agriculture industry and specifically the ag equipment side of things. Joining us now for that conversation, we welcome in Craig Rupp. He is the founder, CEO. He's also a farmer, founder and CEO of Sabanto. And Craig, thanks for being with us here on the program today. Good to catch up with you. I hope you're doing well.
I am. And Jesse, thank you for having me.
Well, for starters, can you give us and our listeners and viewers some background on Sabanto?
Okay. I founded the company in 2018, and I'm kind of an entrepreneur, and I grew up on a farm, and I actually spent the majority of my career in the cellular industry. And having an ag background is kind of valuable. And I kept getting pulled back into agriculture. And I started Sabanto. Every farmer I talked to that said that they have labor problems. And it was apparent to me that autonomy might solve that problem. And so in 2018, I decided that I'm going to go out in 2019 and I'm going to start autonomously planting soybeans across the United States. So I went out and I leased a JCB 4220. And I went out and bought an 18-row, 20-inch planter. I threw it on the back of a drop deck trailer and hooked it up to a Peterbilt tractor or a truck and semi. And then I spent the winter writing software, and in the spring of 2019, I started planting autonomously in Iowa, Nebraska, Minnesota, Illinois, and Indiana. And then I started getting some legs under the company and hired 5 guys that I knew back in Chicago that could help me out with this. And since the mid 2019, we've been developing autonomy in agriculture. And currently, we're all the way down from Florida up to Wisconsin, from California to New York right now, and we have systems running throughout the U.S. right now.
Fascinating insight there, and just I appreciate the background to what you're doing with Sabanto and thinking about autonomy and autonomous tractors and equipment, et cetera. And let's discuss how innovation continues to evolve. I mean, the ag industry, and more specifically, ag equipment like autonomous tractors and more. You mentioned, labor challenges, things like that. And I think some of the challenges farmers have faced has maybe spurred on some of this innovation. I mean, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I did work at John Deere. I developed their Starfire receiver and Green Star display for them. And so I saw the progression from auto steer, and then we started collecting agronomic information and we started getting yield maps. And then you started seeing variable rate applications or variable rate seeding. And it's obvious to me that machines are getting smarter and smarter. They're getting more intelligent. And I think that I'm firmly convinced that the next stage is autonomy. And our company, we're focused mostly on the tractor, the vehicle, the power unit, and what we're doing is we're partnering with third parties, implement providers, and you're going to start seeing a lot more implement providers. They're creating like a mower, and one of our companies that we're partnered with, Trimax, they're creating an intelligent mower and the world's smartest mower that's going to be interfaced in our system. So it's going to be a combined system, intelligent system.
Well, I think about this too, Craig. Sustainability is such a hot topic right now in agriculture. It's a buzzword. A lot of money being poured into various sustainability projects, et cetera. How is that playing a role in some of the new equipment being developed by companies like yours?
So I think autonomy and sustainability are interrelated. If you look at sustainability, in order to get true sustainability, you're going to need no-till practices. And if you need no-till, then you're gonna have to address compaction.
Mhm.
And it comes down to the weight of the equipment. And I've always said this numerous times. James Watt, the namesake of the power unit, horsepower equals work divided by time. If you increase time, you decrease horsepower. And the goal of autonomy really is to increase time, increase the number of hours. We have customers right now running 18-hour days autonomously. And if you do that, then horsepower is going to come down, and then you're going to see compaction go down, and you're going to see sustainability being met.
We are talking with Craig Rupp, the founder and CEO of Sabanto here today. Craig, what about artificial intelligence, AI? How's that playing a role in this whole equation? I think about just the explosion of AI technology, really even in the last year or two. It just feels like it's been substantial. What are your thoughts on that? What's that look like for agriculture moving forward?
Okay. I want to start out by saying that I worry sometimes that AI will follow the .com story.
Mhm.
I think if you go back to the 80s and 90s, there were a lot of promises with the utopia of what these .com companies are going to become. And I think we got so enamored, and all of a sudden the house of cards fell. And then once that house of cards fell, all of a sudden these industry titans rose up from the ashes. The Yahoo, the Google, the Amazon, and I think I see AI being a long-term component or ingredient in precision ag. We currently use AI as a tool right now. We use it for our path planning, and we use it for our perception system. So I think long-term AI is going to play an important role in agriculture. And I think it's going to take time to see just exactly what and where it's going to be used effectively.
I think that's a big key, is figuring out how all of these different pieces of the puzzle can come together to be effective on our operations, because obviously we know something that's ineffective, farmers aren't necessarily going to adopt that practice, right, Craig?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, that's the best way to think about it. Well, as we wrap up our conversation today, great thoughts. Any final thoughts from you? What do you want producers to remember and think about as we continue to see this evolution in agriculture right now?
I go back. I think one of the biggest problems in agriculture today, and I just want to touch on this, is the age of the farmer.
Hmm.
I really wonder what the landscape's going to look like 20 years from now. A third of the farmers in the U.S. are over the age of 65, and another third are between the ages of 55 and 65. And I think until we replenish the number of farmers in the United States, I really worry about in 20 years from now who's going to be farming. My brother's ground, and I guess all the farmland around me.
Yeah. Some interesting thoughts there. I would agree. There's a lot of conversations I think that need to be had in the coming months and years ahead here on that topic and more. Where could viewers, listeners learn more about Sabanto, Craig?
Okay, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or LinkedIn, Sabanto Ag, or you can go to our website, www.sabantoag.com.
It's been a great conversation. Really appreciate the time. We'll have to get you back on the program again soon with that founder, CEO of Sabanto, Craig Rupp. Craig, thanks for being with us today. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Thank you, Jesse. And again, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.